I comment in one of my posts, it was like one of the dreams, because like sometimes I wake up and I can still feel like me in my dream, and I'm just like, it gives me anxiety because I'm just like, I should be there, you know. One, like my alarm clock hasn't went off, you know, I just like woke up and I'm just like, I need to be there because I can still feel it, you know. And I'm just like, because it's like my body, you know, or the body that I'm responsible of taking care of, whatever, you know. And so like it gives me anxiety, and I'm just like, why can I still feel it, you know? And I start commenting, and then I start getting internal thoughts like that is other than mine, you know. And they were talking about how because last video I talked about it, because one of my things is like something that I used to be scared about was like watching something and then the cops showing up trying to arrest me because I watched something on the TV. And it's like, my thing is like, people play video games like all the time, like real video games, and they don't have to worry about like cops showing up. Like the people who made the video game should be the one that worries about the police, you know. Like the gamers should not have to stress about the police arresting them because they were playing the wrong game or playing it and it got too violent. Like, what is this society coming to? And then it's the same thing with like dreams. You can get arrested in your dreams, or you can wake up and listen to the cops pounding on your door because you had a nightmare. Or you got really angry. You know, and you're like, oh, scary. And so my thing is with the dreams, you know, and like it's 2026 this year, and it was nice because I it's like I am making this video because like we struggle with the bike path. So like when you're sleeping, you know, and if your roommate or your who you live with or your neighbors, my neighbors are having superpowers now, and they're really into making people feel delusional. I think they want my apartment. And I don't even know why, because they've been living here for years, like years, and this apartment has went up for rent, and they haven't decided to move in. Like, why do they want to move in now, you know? That's my issue. But like, um and so I have like them, you know, doing with that. But then we also have like the bike path, and oh, there's some people in Fargo who are infatuated with bringing it to Fargo, and I'm just like, no, keep it to the other side. Like, you should hear about the night in Fargo. If you guys just want the bike path, if you work nights, or if you know anything about nights in Fargo, it's a secret time. It gets really scary. I did nights for like a few years, and I drove too, so that did not help. But ooh, ooh, spirits. Let's just put it that way. Spirits. It's secret time, but yes, spirits at night. It's in Virgo is you stay out in the daylight, and you should be safe. But so my thing is like, we don't also need the bike path in Fargo. And but the thing is, so the bike path, it's trespassing, and so you need to like learn the laws. And that's why I usually recommend, you know, going to those like city hall meetings and going to those police meetings and being part of the community, because sometimes we have technology issues, and sometimes, you know, technology doesn't give us the correct facts. And watching the news, sometimes does not give us the correct facts because we have copyright laws, which means copyright is how the producer makes the show. It stays that way. You know, if you're watching this meeting through the TV, sometimes they can get in trouble for like altering it. So like if they actually said, the meeting's on Thursday, in real life, if you actually were at the meeting and sitting there and then you were watching it on the TV and they said Wednesday, like whoever's doing it can get into trouble. And that's why I call them hackers, because I have no clue who changed the voice or the lips, because it's AI is really wow nowadays. To Wednesday, like I no clue, and it could not even be human, it could just be, like artificial intelligence that does it, it doesn't even have to be human. And so my thing is, that's why it's good to show up in person and talk to individuals too, try to stay as open-minded as possible. But so my thing is like the bike path, or even dreams. Like if you invest a lot of times in dreams, I don't know how you secure a secure contract. And like my thing is, I'm 32 years old. I shouldn't be thinking about my afterlife, because dreamland to me is afterlife. That's what I believe. Right now in life. And so my thing is, so like if you have like a really good afterlife or dreams, or if you have a really good life and you don't ever have to worry about like losing anything, sometimes the bike path people take stuff because they're not like licensed through the city, they're actually, criminals that are claiming to be part of the bike path. And my thing is, why do we need people to come into our places? Everything that we need, we can go and do. We don't need people trespassing, coming in, but there's some people out there who really enjoys random people coming in. But sometimes they are not licensed, they don't actually have like the job, you should ask for their documentation if they actually do show up, if you're not unconscious, because most times they just show up when you're unconscious. They make sure that you're sleeping before they come in. But sometimes they take stuff, they on the bike path, they're not supposed to take stuff, but they do, because people have powers now and they take stuff. And like my thing is, can you imagine living in a society that you don't ever have to worry about losing anything? Like, wouldn't that be something? Like, let's take a moment and like process that. And then just imagine that you can be a life, you can just get better. But the thing is, if we take a minute and process this, think about it, feel all the good feelings and vibes of that, and then, but you get so used to it, it's like quality. It's like the quality of something. Once you lose it, you want to go back to it. So sometimes you forget how good your life is, how like much you appreciate the life that you have right at the moment. That's why I like camping. That's why it's about camping, because if you can leave and not lose it and come back to it, like that's a good feeling, right? That's a good feeling. That's why it's camping. You have your stuff, you embrace it. Oh, it's about vacations, but sometimes vacations you go up in vacations, so you come back home and you get sad because your life could be better, but that gives you motivation to do better. So, but that's why I like camping, because it reminds me of how well my life is, because I like to be an optimistic individual. I like to brag about what I have, even though there's a lot of people though that have it way better than me. But it's just knowing that you don't have to lose something. It's a good feeling. Or fight to keep it. Or know that you don't have to fight to keep it. But vacations and to staying someplace that's a little bit better is always nice too. You know why? Because it gives you motivation to do better in life once you go back. But you can camp in your backyard. Like if you have your house and stuff, you can camp in your backyard. Like you never left. But it reminds you of, oh well, like there's just so much, like nice things that we can like be happy over. Because like you can be happy with how nice your bed is, but you can also be appreciative of how nice the ground, sleeping on the ground is too. But like, I don't know, it's just a lot to think about. But it's about camping.